Welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Boy, what a result. What a performance. What a game. Congratulations to Real Madrid for getting through to the semi-final. Congratulations to Chelsea for defeating Real Madrid at the Bernabéu. Congratulations for the performance. Are you guys not hearing me? Is there an audio issue? Is the mic okay? Can you guys hear me alright?
I said low again, mate. It's low again.
Low. 1 second. Let me see if I can adjust the audio. Yeah, the audio is fine. I'll just move it closer. Yeah, so unlucky result. We put in a good performance. We put in a good display. We could have won that game 3-0. We had them on the ropes. We were not expected to score 2 goals. We scored 4. One was disallowed, rightly so. But a great performance. I cannot fault the system, the formation, the tactics. You know, it looked like we were playing Southampton for a second there. We were controlling, dominating. Real Madrid really did not know how to match us, and they had to get 2 very good goals to win the tie, or to win the round. The game, we won it. We won it, and I don't think they were expecting that performance from Chelsea. I wasn't expecting that performance from Chelsea. I'm proud of my boys. Look, I said it before the stream. If we were gonna go out of the Champions League, I want to go out fighting. I want to go out on the back of a performance like the one we saw tonight. We saw a great performance tonight, and we could have and should have possibly have won. The referee had a bad game, in my opinion. I think the referee allowed Real Madrid to play some dirty football. But I think overall, Karim Benzema was the key difference between Chelsea and Real Madrid. They had a world-class striker. We don't have a world-class striker. Kai Havertz is not a striker, lads. Before anyone talks about Kai Havertz being a good finisher and whatnot, he is a good player, but he's not a striker. We thought we bought a striker for 100 million. We didn't. And that's the difference between Chelsea and Real Madrid. And that is why Real Madrid are in the semi-finals and potentially going to the final, and Chelsea are leaving the tournament. Hard luck. Unfortunate. As the norm, I'm going to address the people in the chat. Let me see who's here. We got Courtney. Bless up. We fight hard, but just wasn't meant to be. Yeah, I agree, Courtney. Bless up, my brother. John saying we were brilliant tonight. I've got to say, genuinely could not fault anyone. Yeah, no, I agree. We did good. Pain and proud. Elijah. Yeah. Raymond was talking about the mic. I think the mic is better now. Let me know. Yeah, everyone's saying mic is fine. Congratulations to Chelsea. Yeah, on the performance, great performance. Well done, lads. Mikhail, well, a game. Chin up, bless up, yeah, bless up. Bless up, Blues. Bless up, Mikhail. Good to see you back in the chat. Good to see you. You know what? Champions League is all about these kind of nights, these kind of performances. So it was a good night. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win. Well, we won the game, but we didn't get to advance to the next round. Unfortunately, DJ Sav, big up the Blue Lounge family. What a match! Very proud of my club. The way we performed. TT give him and Rudiger new 5-year contracts. They are vital to us next season. So unlucky we were. Yep. We were unlucky. MCIG, stolen by the ref. VAR, again. Yeah, the ref didn't have a good game, MCIG. I agree. Varana, big up to you, welcome. Greg, Jorginho is not really a goal scorer. No, he's not. He's not. Unless it's from the penalty box, penalty spot, then it's different. Big up to everyone. Bobby Fairview, Enzo, big up to everyone. Welcome all to the stream. Max Burton, how are you? How you doing?
Max, hi. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How you doing, Max?
This is why we love the game of football, the highs and lows of supporting a Chelsea Football Club. But you know what, what I said in my preview was we need to leave that field with no regrets. We got to fight like we're champions and give a good performance. And boy, did we give a good performance today.
We did.
The Real Madrid just couldn't live with us. Team selection spot on. You know, we all thought Loftus-Cheek was going to play right wing back, but he had a good game because we had runners in midfield, and their midfield just couldn't handle us. And you know, first half, great finish by the boy Mason Mount, and then I thought, could we keep up that intensity in the second half? We came up in the second half, same sort of intensity, 2-0, and then I was on the floor when Alonso scored, only obviously to. For that to be ruled out with VAR, and then once Werner, that hypnosis worked because the hypnotizer did say he was playing against Southampton, and then he came up with a very good finish, and I thought, oh boy, that's it, you know. So dare to dream, and then I don't know what's better, just to have that hope taken away from you, or not having that hope at all. I don't know, but you know, because I thought, okay, we are, you know, could we do it? Could we do it? What a comeback! And then, but what we saw today was you mentioned one class player, but you forgot to mention the other class player on the pitch. And at the age of 36, Luka Modric, that ball that he played to Rodrigo was superb outside of the foot. Pinpoint pass, and that was it. And it was a tale of 3 mishit shots, I'll say, because he mishit that. Had he hit that cleanly, may go over the bar. Because towards the end, we had 2 chances from Pulisic. Had he got one of those on his shin rather than on the laces of his boot, then maybe we could have been looking at a winner there, you know. So, you know, but the thing is, obviously, Kante, I don't know. I was thinking knock it down the line rather than going for that delicate chip. You know, it's fine details like that, which that kind of cost you the game. And the other fine detail being that slip by Rudiger at the vital moment. And that one time that Reece James lost his man, because Reece James was superb on the night. I thought he handled Vinicius Junior superbly. And just that one lapse where Vinicius Junior got ahead of him, and then, as I said, the slip by the Rudiger, which proved to be pivotal in the end. Don't know if Mendy could have done better with that, and maybe I'm being a bit harsh. He got a hand to it, but yeah, it was a very good header. But again, I think a couple of things though. Still in a good performance, there's a couple of criticisms to make. First of all, just the finishing again. The 2 chances I said by Pulisic. Okay, they're hard chances, but at this level, the second one, I think, in a match like this, you've got to be at least hitting the target. And then in extra time, the header by Havertz. you got to be burying that. You have to be. And Jorginho, come on, guys, come on. You got to be finishing that chance right at the end. That's so frustrating because we
Pulisic.
had chances. Yeah, we had
Pulisic also had
I said
some
the Pulisic one
chances.
just
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and the other thing is, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not the manager, and I don't like questioning Tuchel because he's a superb manager. But I'd like to see because Pulisic on down that right, he never performs as well on the right, and Ziyech on the left. So I'd have swapped it around second half of extra time. I said he may have his reasons for why he did that,
Yeah.
but I just like to
I'm gonna.
see them
I'm, yeah,
operating on the different flanks.
I'm gonna adjust the tactics in a second. I'm gonna adjust the
Yeah,
tactics
yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah.
selection as well because I
Okay.
think Tuchel, he had a good setup, but there was a couple of tweaks that had he have done.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, in hindsight, we can say this, but I think there was a couple of tweaks that he could have done that would have had a better balance. But we'll come to that in a second.
I
We'll
agree.
come to that in a
And the
second.
last point I want to make before you move on to the other player team, some of our fan base were celebrating the fact that Lukaku was injured, which I don't understand because I think had Lukaku been around today, he could have made a difference. I know that people may be laughing and saying, "Yeah, what is it?" But Werner hasn't been great this season, but he scored a good goal. But the reason I think he could have made a difference was because they did in the air. They were poor. We were winning everything aerial today.
Yeah.
With and especially when Nicho went off as well, they were
Yep.
quite short aerially. And I think had we had that focal point, especially in the last 15, 20 minutes of extra time, I think that aerial difference, getting the crosses in, I think that could have made a difference to us today. Because I was looking on our bench when we're bringing on people like Saul, for goodness sake, because our bench wasn't very strong today. Because
Yeah.
obviously, if Hudson-Odoi was there, if Lukaku was there, giving us more options off the bench, then I feel that would have given us a better chance of winning the game.
Even Barkley could have been useful today.
Exactly.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think in defense they were very poor because of the injuries that they had. I mean, they had Carvajal playing as a centre back, and then they brought in Vasquez, who's a winger, playing as a right back. So
right back. Yeah.
they were stretched quite thin in defense. It wasn't meant to be. Let me go to Chris. Chris, how are you? How you doing?
Two emotions: gutted and happy, if that's possible. I'm gutted because I feel like we've done well more than enough to be in that semi-final, and I'm happy because of the way that we turned up tonight and really showed what we're about, and that's why we're Chelsea. That's the way it is. We're quality, and we've shown that tonight. First of all, I just want to say congratulations to Real Madrid, and congratulations to Carlo. Fair play, they're in the semi-final. Ancelotti guided his team to that, so congratulations. But then we move on to the weekend. It's kind of a season kind of just depends on that game against Palace in the semi-final in Wembley. But overall, fantastic assist from Modric. I mean, you can't really fault that when you have a player like that who, what's that saying, fine wine. He can pull it out of the bag, and he pulled it out of the bag tonight. For me, but yeah, overall, I'm gutted and I'm happy. But overall, man, I'm just gutted. We shouldn't be talking about Chelsea not being there. We should be there. But we move.
Yeah, I mean, we handled ourselves as champions. We played a champions game today. We put a champions performance in today. So I have no issues in regards to the way we played. And we beat Real Madrid, in their backyard. So we did it. And we could have, had we been more focused, had Modric not been so good, had Benzema not been so clinical, it could have gone a different way. We're going to talk about the performances, but I think we had a good game in general, but there was a couple of things that we could have addressed.
Some disappointing things.
And again, we'll talk about that in a second. Before I go to Bobby, lads, the Blue Lounge is not the reason why Chelsea did not go to the semi-finals. So there's no reason for you to hold back on liking this video. There's nearly 130 of you in the stream, and we've only got 19 likes. So again, it's not my fault. I'm as gutted as you are. So do me a favor and smash that like button. Let's get this stream recommended by the YouTube algorithm. Really, really appreciate that. We hit 10K yesterday, so if any of you are coming to the channel new, subscribe. Let's keep pushing. Let's get to 20K. And also, I have a show coming up in the next few days that you don't want to be missing. I have a very, very special guest coming on. I will give you the details in the next couple of days. So make sure you subscribe and turn that bell notification button on, because we've got a 10,000 subscriber special episode coming your way very soon. Bobby Smoky Signals, mate. Welcome to the stream. Tell me how you feel.
Wow. The funny thing is, after Mount's goal, I had to rush someone to the hospital, so I didn't really get to see the match. But I know that the players did everything I wanted them to do, and that show the world why we're champions of Europe and indeed champions of the world. It hurts me on so many levels. I think I think of the wider picture. When it comes to us, the only thing we can point out about this team, which has to be fixed with the new owners, is this not scoring goals, missing chances. It has to stop, and it has to stop next season. I don't really want to hear about Lukaku. I've ditched that project already. Sick of him. Sick of the whole thing in and around, trying to pretend somebody that doesn't have the ability has the ability. He may as well be gone now, as far as I care. I'm reading stuff about PSG, au revoir, bye-bye. To be honest, that's my opinion right now. You know, the team did what I wanted them to do, bar missing chances. That I don't think is acceptable. But I can't forget the bigger picture, the things that have happened to us this season, the Christmas period, what was done to Chelsea, the theft of the League Cup. I don't know what's going to happen after playing 120 minutes in the Bernabéu to go to Wembley and play against a rested and aggressive Palace. But we're Chelsea, we know how to do this. As long as we don't keep missing a hatful of chances there, we may be able to give ourselves something of a consolation with a top four finish and an FA Cup. I don't care if Lukaku plays or not. I don't care if he ever plays again. Seriously, I really don't care. I think he's such a disappointment. Never wanted him. I prayed for him to be a player that we all wished for him to be. Right now, I have to accept that he's proved me right. So, my mind is off him. But it's all the things that have been done to this club that's what hurts here. The government, all this nonsense with Roman that none of us till today can clearly understand, has played its part. This club was about to, mount a precipice that it deserved to be on, but as constantly having the rug pulled from under its feet. That's what hurts me. What happens at Wembley is significant, but I think what happened at the bridge before this second leg, tells the tale. Having said all that, we've got to dust ourselves down and go again. They need to sort this effing ownership nonsense out this week. Who it's going to be, I'm tired of hearing about it. If it's the Ricketts, so be it. If it's whatever, so be it. As long as they have a good plan, they keep the structure of the club, keep our beliefs going, and have the investment to invest in the team, invest in the stadium, fine. That's just how we need that stability now. We don't need this nonsense that they keep throwing at this club. All we are is a football club with passionate fans from a choice area of London with a long history and with success, and just want to keep sustaining success. Why that is so difficult for some quarters to accept, I really don't know. But today, as far as I'm concerned, belongs to Chelsea with that performance. It really does. The
Mm,
rest, well,
mm.
it will be what it will
Yeah.
be at the end of the day for this year's Champions League.
No, I agree. There's a lot of noise around Chelsea Football Club right now, and it's contributing negatively in more ways than one. But regardless of all of the noise, we are still moving forward. And we are still putting in performances like we did today. So we continue to progress and move forward. Let me get the take from Eric Blue. Eric Blue, you're back.
Yes, I'm back.
Welcome, Eric. Welcome, Eric.
I was just quickly listening to Tuchel's post match interview that he did,
Mm.
just a short interview.
As soon as it's posted on YouTube, we'll watch it together. So don't give
Yeah,
me the spoilers.
no, that's it's just the interview. I'm not talking about the press conference.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I have mixed feelings about this game. I think I wasn't expecting Chelsea to keep a clean sheet, but I also wasn't expecting us to score 3 goals away at the Bernabéu. So I cannot be too upset with the performance, and I definitely can't be upset with the performance, and I can't be too upset with the results, even though it's very difficult to take. We just have to dust ourselves down and go back again. This is a professional, sports, professional football at the highest level. We lost this game in the first leg. That's very clear for me. You cannot concede 3 goals at home in a 2 leg tie. You just cannot. It's unless maybe you score 3 as well or 2. But at 2-1 it was manageable. I wasn't too worried at 2-1. But when that third goal went in, I was very dejected. I have to say, I was fearing the worst because it's very difficult, especially against a team with a player called Benzema. If Chelsea had Benzema, this would be a cakewalk. Very easy. You know, because he's just that caliber of player.
Yeah, he definitely a difference maker. Definitely a
Yeah, he's
difference
uh
maker.
he's he's incredible. He's amazing. I think he's the best
Mm.
striker in the world right now. Maybe he's the best player in the world right now. So when you have a player like that, you don't necessarily have to be one of the best teams. This Madrid team is nowhere near what they used to be, but because they have certain players in certain key positions, they're able to do things. And it makes a difference for them. But this is very high level football, and when you're playing against teams like this, even though they're not at their best, they still have quality players. And if you don't take your chances, you get knocked out. If you don't defend well enough and you concede too many goals, you lose. That's just how it is. Last
Mm.
season we've had this issue for so long. Just to bounce off what Bobby was saying, we create chances, but we don't take the chances. Even under Lampard, people were saying the same thing. We need to address it and fix this problem. And last season, it was a problem as well, but we were so good defensively, we were so organized that it wasn't that difficult to win games because nobody could score against us. We considered just 4 goals. So we managed to beat teams like Madrid, you know, and convincingly as well. Even though that second leg, we should have scored like 5, 6 goals, but it ended up being 2-0. But we still won. So we can't rely on having a solid defense every time. You have to have a balance of a team. And there's a lot of work to be done. We already knew this before. The only reason why we are as good as we are now, in my opinion, is because of Tuchel. He has elevated us to, the level we are now. So just think about how much better we could be if we actually have a balanced team and a team
Mm.
that Tuchel wants. At this point, you know, I am 100% convinced Tuchel didn't want Lukaku. I cannot think any other way right now about this whole situation. I don't want to focus on Lukaku or talk about him because I really don't care at this point. But that's the truth. He did not want him. He doesn't fit what he wanted to do. But hopefully we can move on, and hopefully, we whoever the new owners are can back the manager and give him the best chance to help us continue to succeed. But in terms of the game, I'm very proud, obviously, proud of the performance. We were actually 3-0 up at one point with 15
Yeah.
minutes to go, or 25 minutes to go. Yeah, that was something I never expected. You cannot overlook that. You just cannot, and it just is what it is. I was never expecting a clean sheet. It was going to be very difficult to not only score 3, but also keep a clean sheet. It would have needed a perfect performance. And
Eric, we dominated Real Madrid. They did not know how to play against us. Let's be honest. I mean, until they started making those substitutions and become more aggressive, they were stuck. They had no answers. We were dominating. The only issue is, like I said in the start of the stream, the difference is between us and them is they have a world-class striker. We don't. That is the only difference. Because one of the problems we had in that first half, especially in that first half, is we were not able to penetrate. We were creating, we were dominating, but we were not able to penetrate. And to penetrate, you need to have that world-class striker. I mean, Junior, all he had to do was just flick that ball in, and Benzema was in the right places, to head it where he wanted it. You know what I mean? We don't have that. We don't have that. We cross the ball in and hope that someone is on the end of that. And that's
funny enough, the same thing. It was like almost identical to the first leg when Vinicius crossed the ball in, and both times I was like, it's I expected the goal. I expected him to score. I just did, because Benzema is that good. Vinicius is a good crosser of the ball, and I just expected it. I can't say I didn't. I did. When he moved, it's so identical. It was almost exactly the same goal, and it just is what it is. When you, like you said, when you face a team with a player like Benzema, he can make all the difference. He can even out a game like this where we are clearly the better team, but we didn't show it. Over 2 legs, we just didn't do enough, especially defensively, because we managed to keep Benzema out for the most part last season. But this season we didn't do that so much. So it just is what it is. We have to just brush ourselves down. We still have something to play for this season. We still have the FA Cup.
Yep.
We have to beat Crystal Palace. We have to bounce back.
Listen, Eric. I'll be honest with you. I am proud of the way we handled ourselves today. I am proud of the campaign in the Champions League. We put in a good title defense, especially with the circumstances we're under. So no issues with it. Again, disappointed that we got knocked out, but I'm not upset with the way that we performed. I'm gonna go to Podfather next, and then after Podfather is Boogeyman, DJ Sav, and then I'll go to Alex. But before we do all of that, we need to look at a short video of the post-match interview with Thomas Tuchel. It's not the press conference. The press conference hasn't been published yet, but this is the post-match interview. So let's have a listen to what he had to say.
It must hurt horribly. Thomas, the first thing to say is thank you for a tremendous contest. A fantastic game this evening, but it must hurt horribly to lose.
Yeah, always, but these are the kind of defeats that we can digest and swallow, because we left nothing to regret out there. We left everything. We played what we wanted to play. We showed the quality and the character that this team has, and we deserve to go through. Was not meant to be today. We were simply unlucky.
Everything you did before the match with the tactics, the selection seemed to be working perfectly, didn't it?
Yes, but it's the most important how we play and like the input from the players. How much do we live up to the tactics? How lively do we play within a tactic? How much discipline do we show in the spaces? How much do we invest? And this was up to the fullest. So the full credit is for the players. Not easy to come here. You need to score. You need to win. And to do it over the 90 minutes, simply unlucky not to go through. We deserved. I didn't see the goal that was disallowed.
It was the slightest touch.
Yeah, and I'm very, very disappointed for the referee that he does not check it by himself. Absolutely disappointed. I had feeling in both matches that was like a 51 on the other side with all decisions made. But that's what it is if you play Real Madrid in Champions League, and yeah, unlucky today.
You were the champions and you gave up the trophy today, but you did it with a lot of courage, did you? Right to the end.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, like I said, there's nothing to regret. We had a huge deficit to overcome because we did big mistakes in the first leg. Unfortunately, today also both goals come from big mistakes from us in the build-up, where we win the ball. It's not even in the build-up. After ball wins, this is the most dangerous situation. To lose the ball after the ball win, and we did twice, unfortunately, for the first goal in a situation where we can even start the counter-attack to score the fourth one. But yeah, they took advantage of the mistakes with individual quality, and that was enough because over the two legs we did too many of these big mistakes.
Not many teams can come here and dominate them as we did.
Yep.
Yeah, but the big but is, over the two legs, if you make this type of mistakes that we do, you get punished.
You took control in the first half. Once Mason's goal went in, you were flying for such a long time there.
That was the game plan. To find our number 10s with Ruben and Mason. With Mason, like between Casemiro always to find the space. We found it. We got the goal, and we controlled. We didn't panic or something like this, and I think we did it quite well. And in the second half, scored goals. We did everything we could, but as I said, over the two legs, if you do this type of mistakes, you get punished.
We could see how much it took out of you as the second half went on and their substitutions came in. But even then, you went again and you nearly rescued the game. You had some chances right at the death.
Yeah, it was a do or die for us, and I think before the game, not everybody thought that we will have a 3-0, and but then the individual class comes to light with Modric and Benzema, and now we are here.
Thanks, Tony.
All right, guys, it's like just under 400 of you in the stream right now, and there's only 40 likes on the stream. So do me a favor and hit that like button, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. Podfather, your reaction to the result. Welcome to the stream, Pod.
Hello. Yeah,
Hello, Pod.
It was a crazy game. I think anybody in the Blue Line chat would have seen the emotions going up and down constantly. I think where to start. I think obviously when the lineup came up, we were all pretty shocked. I think the mood was a bit shocked, probably some negativity as well. But I think what it did show was, or what I thought that was, at least it was going to be a brave approach from us, and that's exactly how it turned out. Like we took the game to them. I thought pretty much that whole starting 11 was right selection all across the board. We started even better than I could have thought. Like I thought that the passing was so good. Like I think I put up a stat that not one Chelsea player had below 90%. Not one. I think 6 or 7 Chelsea players had 90% pass rate in the first half. So it was amazing. We pressed them into their half. We didn't allow any counter attacks. I thought Reece did an amazing job on Vinicius, especially when you think that Reece has been out for 3 months and has only played a couple of games since he's been back. His fitness was amazing. Tactically everything was on point. And obviously I've had. I agree with Max. I thought we didn't exploit the aerial advantage that we had. I mean, their centre backs were short to begin with, not to talk of when Carvajal goes in. I mean, Kai probably didn't have to jump to win headers. You know what I mean? That's that, and he won a lot of headers as well. But we hardly ever crossed the ball, or there wasn't any real quality crosses that I saw coming in personally throughout the game. So that was a bit disappointing, tactic wise. I thought we could have used. Yeah, and I know people are saying that we didn't take our chances. Obviously, Pulisic had the missed chance and all that sort of stuff. But the thing is, even if it's Barcelona, Liverpool, whoever, you're not going to score. You're asking a lot to score more than 3 goals, even if you have loads of chances in the game. Is we saw with City and Liverpool. City had loads of chances, only scored 2 goals. That's just how tight it is.
You should be taking that chance. Come on. No excuses. You should be doing that.
No, I'm not saying that. But then we took chances that we shouldn't have taken. It was a great header from Rudiger. He has no right to score that goal. Brilliant header. The goal from Mason Mount, amazing. You can't stop that. The Alonso finish, great finish, but ruled off. So they scored goals that on a normal day they would have missed anyway. But so I can't be too harsh on them, because if you score 3, at that point it's all about holding on to that at that point and trying to see the game out. 10 minutes to go. You can't ask me now to score a 4th. Again, like I've done the miracle. I've scored the 3 goals and nobody predicted that we would score. So, I have to give them a little bit of leeway on that. And I didn't see, there wasn't, maybe the Jorginho one, if that forced any of our attackers, I think that's a goal. It forced to Mason, forced to Kai Havertz or whatever, but he's not a goal scorer, so I didn't expect too much from him in that position. But and just like you said, Mo, if we have Benzema, we go through. If we have Modric, we go through. Yeah, because that's another thing that's lacking from our team. So
I think our midfield today, Kovacic played really, really well. Kante's still not 100%. He played better. He played better, but he was still not 100%. I think we could have done better than Loftus-Cheek as right wing back.
But you saw the tactic Rudiger said. So they were trying to play with 2 10s, people getting in behind Casemiro. I don't think Aspilicueta gives you that.
I think maybe to start off with, I would have gone with Pulisic, just to give us a little bit more push on the right hand side, because Junior was being pressed by Loftus-Cheek, but he wasn't being pushed back. I think a player like Pulisic would have put Junior more in a defensive role, thinking more about defending as well as attacking, while as with Ruben, he was pressing Ruben rather than, he was being pressed by Ruben rather than being pushed back into a more defensive role. I think maybe we could have seen a switch with Reece James taking on that role, and maybe Christensen brought in, Aspi brought in, or Chalobah brought in, and freeing up Reece James more. But again, tactics we can we can fiddle about, and we can say if this, if that. End of the day, I think Tuchel got it quite right, because we did push them and we did ask them a lot of questions, and they had to really push hard to get those 2 goals. And one of them being in extra time. So.
Yeah, I just want to say on the performance, it was a very grown up, world class, world level type of control of the ball that we had, and it just gives me a lot of pride and appreciation for like the future and what's going to come, because even though we lost that game, just for me the team is not that far away. I feel like. Every big game that we played this season, every final that we've played, we stepped up and we've shown that we have the quality to battle. Whether it's the League Cup final, the World Club final, the 2 games against Liverpool. So when it comes to these actually big games and actually fighting for these trophies, it's only the consistency in the league that gives me pause. But what this performance left me with was optimism for the future. With the right scouting, the right recruitment. I don't think we're that far off. So I don't think people should be worried about the future if that's what they're thinking.
Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, I'm going to go to Boogeyman, then Alex, and then we'll go to Nick Lou, and then I'll open the discussion to everyone. Boogeyman, welcome to the stream. Your thoughts, mate?
Listen, man, I'm broken. Tired.
Hi.
Mad.
Hi.
I'm not sure anymore, man. I don't understand anybody saying they're proud or whatever. I mean, you play final, you play two, three final, you don't win any. Nobody remember you. It's about winning those final. When you go into final, it's about winning. Today we made again those silly mistakes that cost us this game again because I've never believed that we will have this tie in our hand and just throw it away again. And I'm not sure. Was I surprised that we were 3-0 up? I was surprised, but I know we have them. We have that in us. If we bring the right energy, Real Madrid will not be able to match it. But those silly mistakes, and especially the second, it was the second goal when it was the pass was given between Kante and Loftus-Cheek. Kante abandoned the ball. Loftus-Cheek stops and someone grab it in the middle, and it just does miscommunication. I don't know. It should. I feel like Tuchel should have done better there. Loftus-Cheek was tired at one point. We also saw it. He should have just come off.
Substitutions were late.
Yeah,
He could have injected some fresh legs earlier. Yeah.
Loftus should have come off way earlier. He that's not a position he normally play, and Loftus he did a lot today. A lot of runs, a lot of tackling, a lot of crossing, and I think he should have come off earlier. But saying that, take nothing away from the performances. Take nothing away from the starting 11. We pushed him at Bernabéu, and it's just the fact that I feel like we are at the end of a cycle because Rudiger and is not probably gone. Christensen is gone. I don't know who else is gone. I'm just worried a little about not keeping some sort of a motivational competition around. We're not in Champions League anymore, so what else? Top four, Crystal Palace. Then what? We play another final with Liverpool, or play another final with Manchester City, and we lose again. And someone's going to tell us, "Oh, we play good, but the referee gave the cup to Manchester City or Liverpool." So then what? What exactly are we cheering for this season? Top four. That's it. So I'm really down, to be honest. I'm frustrated because we had it in our hand and we throw it away. And now I'm
Yeah.
frustrated. And
No, we're all frustrated. We're all frustrated. I'm going to frustrate Alex a little bit more because the press conference has just been released. So we're gonna watch that before I come to you, Alex. It's 6 minutes, so we'll just give that a quick look, and then we'll come to Alex, and then we'll go to Nick Blue. Let's have a quick view of the press conference.
Maybe you wish you have that decisiveness.
They did not create a lot at Stamford Bridge, but they took every half chance and converted it. This answers your question. This was enough. So you have to reduce your amount of mistakes, and we could not reduce it to an absolute minimum over the two legs. That's why the deficit was so high. Then you come here and play a match like this, and again, like I said, after the ball win, we have two crucial ball losses. That is maybe only some very few teams a goal, but of course against Real Madrid it's possible. But still, I think even over both legs, and for sure for today, we deserve to go through, and we're unlucky. But there are no regrets. These are the kind of defeats that you can take with pride and you accept as a sportsman. Sam Wallace.
Hi Thomas, could you just talk us through your plan, because it was very, very effective, especially in the first half. You really dominated them in a way that teams do at the moment.
I think the players lived up to the plan in a very, very different way than we did against Brentford in the league, and 5 days later against Real Madrid in the first leg. And I think that this is the huge difference. We were never shy of making the point that this is the most important, how we live up to a tactic and how lively we play in a structure. And that was this was to the full limit today. This is where the credit goes to the players. We were very disciplined on the ball, and we were very active and had a lot of investment off the ball. So we showed a lot of courage, and from there we showed the quality, and that is the right way to do it. And this is what we did in Southampton to show a reaction 3 days ago, and this is what we did today. So I'm very happy. This is the way to go forward. We demand a lot from the players. If we have these kind of effort, we are a special team. And if not, we can lose against anybody. So the point is made. The demands are high, and to demand it all the time, all 3 matches with our schedule is not easy. But again, they showed a lot of character today and can be very proud. But at the same time, of course, we're disappointed.
Okay, last 2. Javier Caceres and then Tom Roddy to finish. Javier.
Good evening.
Hi.
Thomas, hi. You seem to have a very engaged discussion with the referee after the match.
Yeah.
What did you tell him? What's the topic of the discussion? The other thing is, would you like to comment?
Was disappointed that the referee had a good time with my colleague, with Carlo Ancelotti. I know that Carlo is a gentleman and a nice guy, but when I wanted to go and say thank you for the match, I see him laughing and smiling and laughing loud with the opponent's coach. I think this is the very, very wrong time to do this after a final whistle in 126 minutes and one team giving their heart and fighting to the very last drop. And you go as a coach and see the referee smiling and laughing with the other coach, I think is a very, very bad timing. And I told him this. That was it. And for Tony was outstanding. It was world-class performance in all belongings. So what he does on a extremely high level, so mentality and focus and leadership in combined is outstanding, and was another example what he can do after that's it.
Okay, last question, Tom Roddy.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi.
You looked frustrated as well at the added on time at the end, and with the decision for Marcos Alonso's disallowed goal.
Yeah.
Did you feel like decisions went against you today?
Not only today, it is like this. Sometimes maybe I get now problems, but look, if you play against Real Madrid, you can maybe not expect that everybody has the courage. I felt the little decisions also in the first leg and in the second leg today as well. I did not see the goal, but I told him that I'm super disappointed that he does not come out and check it on his own. For me, in a match like this where you have a certain line to whistle, you should stay the boss and not give decisions like this to somebody in a chair who is isolated from the atmosphere and from the way how a referee. He has a certain style, a certain things that he allows and does not allow. He follows a certain line, so I think he should stay in charge and check it on his own. Then he could also explain it better, but it's just my opinion. And I thought we deserved more minutes in the end because it felt like we had no minutes to play net in the second half of the extra time, but maybe it's too much to ask for then in matches like this against this opponent. Listen, we had it in our hands and we're not lucky enough. It's like this.
Okay, thanks everybody.
All right.
The referee should be ashamed, honestly.
Yeah, Tuchel is frustrated. You can tell he's very, very frustrated, and rightly so. Alex, welcome back. I hope you're doing good. Give me your thoughts on the game, mate.
Well, thank you for having me back. It's been a long time since I haven't really come on after the reactions of games. I have been a bit busy recently, so yeah. But I will definitely be coming on a lot more often from now.
Welcome, Alex. Welcome.
From the game, it's as you can tell from my tone of voices, it's a tough one to take. Like I'm exhausted. I was in the pub, just enjoying the game, and I literally feel like I've just like ran the London Marathon. Like my heart, like I feel like I'm exhausted, man. I'm exhausted after that game. Like I was shouting, like breaking glasses, like it was crazy. Like I was in the pub just around near the Stamford Bridge. Oh man, it's a really tough one to take. Like I don't have any excuses for tonight, to be honest, because we did what we had to do.
Was it hard to take because we put in such a good performance and we deserved to win?
It's just, I don't know. It's just like, I think it was all there for us to win. We did what we did our job. We got the 3 goals. Look, honestly, I didn't think that we would do that. I think it would just be such a hard challenge to go to the Bernabéu and give that kind of performance. To get 3 goals, it was outstanding. Like it was, right? And the only people that we have to blame is ourselves. Okay, with the VAR decision and the decision going against us, and in the first leg maybe other decisions could have gone for us, and this leg, yes, in football, as Thomas Tuchel also said, you need luck. Like when you won the Champions League last season, in that final, things have to go your way. Sometimes things have to go your way, and today things maybe didn't go our way, but we have to also look at ourselves. The players have to look at themselves, as what Boogeyman said before, and I don't want to repeat from what everyone else said, but last season, these games we win. We win these games. It's the same team. It's the same team. And we concede stupid goals. Like, I hate that we lose games like this. It's just frustrating. That's why I can't, I'm happy at the same time because I'm proud of the players. But at the same time, I'm so angry. Like, I am frustrated because we lose games of our own mistake. Okay, the first goal was a brilliant Modric pass, right? That's just natural brilliance. You have to hold your hands up for that goal, right? Maybe Alonso has to do a better job, but that ball was incredible. But it's just like, look, the first leg cost us. Where was that performance that we did today in the first leg? Where was it? That's my question. And some of these players, man, like, look, Kovacic was brilliant. I've heard a lot of chatter today of Kante. Look, I thought Kante for most of the game was actually pretty good, and down to him, he cost us the game. Him and Ruben in that situation, they have cost us the game, and we have to accept it, and stuff like this. But it's just, I'm just sad, man, because it's so frustrating to lose games like this.
Alex, we made mistakes that cost us the game rather than us being outplayed, and that's the problem. Both legs, we didn't win we didn't win the round because of mistakes rather than because Real Madrid were the better team. Today we played them out of the park. They did not deserve to be 1 goal behind us. We should have easily have beaten them by 2 or 3 goals today. Easily.
It was incredible. Like 3-0 at the Bernabéu. 3-0. Like
15 minutes to go.
We scored the 3rd goal. I was like, believe me, when Timo Werner scored, I was going crazy because like, I'm not his biggest fan, but I was celebrating like crazy, right? When that went in, like 3-0, like we did it. We scored what we had to do, and we just go on there. We didn't bottle it because look, at the end of the day, we had to get those goals to get it right. But it's just like, come on, we had 10 minutes left. Look, Tuchel, keep him forever, man. Like keep him because besides Pep and Klopp, he's probably the third top manager in Europe. We have to stick with him, no matter what the new owners come in and say, and what we have the solid foundation now. Look, this is football happens, and you lose some and you win some. The only bright side we can look at is that we still have a solid foundation that we can go and build at. But what can he do? Like the substitutions, people have been blaming. Some people have been blaming her tonight of Tuchel. Maybe he could have done this or if and buts. But the players, man, the players had to step up. The players that were started on the game stepped up. Loftus-Cheek could have been better, but he still tried. The players, come on, Jorginho, Saul, Pulisic, they were dreadful. Come on. It's a quarterfinal of a Champions League game against Real Madrid. The time to perform, the time to show who you are as a player, and you just go on and screw things up. You had so many chances to go and get that second goal, and believe me, that goal when Benzema scored, it took my heart out of me because I'm like, it's so disappointing, man. But like, look, this performance, so it's still gonna. It's like I hope this performance doesn't, downplay the players because they gave the all. Like every single player did. Like brilliant goal from Mount, Kai Havertz. Maybe people are saying maybe he didn't have the best game, but he was working. Some of these players. I'm not professional football. I'm not gonna get on the pitch and do what they're doing. Like they were brilliant. They did what they had to do, and sometimes you just need things to go your way. And tonight didn't happen. But look, that FA Cup game is going to be ours because now we're going to be hungry. We are.
It's only a cup left for us. Yeah.
We're going to be hungry.
Season depends on it. Simple as that.
Yeah. Anyways, man, I've talked enough. Sorry, but yeah.
No. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you in a second. When we open the discussion. Yeah. I'm going to go to Nick Blue. Nick, welcome. What's your thoughts on the game, mate?
Yeah, welcome everyone. Hello everyone, even you, hello, Chris. Yeah, I know you're laughing. No, I thought when I said that to you about the goal, because I saw a comment there. I was into the game, and I saw Boogeyman say "fuck off." I thought he was saying
right. Just get on with your.
Yeah. You know what?
Language. You know what this. Okay. You know what the strike is.
That's it. He's gone. Thank you, Nick. Much appreciated. I've given you a lot of leeway, but I'm sorry, I can't give you any more. Yeah. All right. So a game that could have gone a different way. Had Tuchel maybe tweaked it a little bit. Do you guys think Tuchel got the formation and the tactics right, or did he get it wrong?
No, I think he got it right. But the only thing I've got to question Tuchel on, in my opinion, was bringing off Timo Werner. I know people say hindsight. For me, hindsight's a wonderful thing. For me, and I never thought I would be saying this in my lifetime, because Timo Werner's he's not been the best for Chelsea.
You didn't want him playing in the first place, Chris.
What? Say again?
You didn't have him in your team yesterday. I was the only one who had him in our team yesterday.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So I'm agreeing with Mo. Tuchel got it right. But for me, taking Timo Werner off, I don't think that was the right decision.
Hold on a second. You're agreeing with me? What did I say?
No, because you asked the question. You asked the question if I'm agreeing with Tuchel. That's what I said. You said did Tuchel get it right with his tactics and his selection? Yes, he did. The only thing I'm questioning him on is the fact that he brought off Werner for Pulisic. I didn't agree with that. As soon as Pulisic came on, and you can agree with this or disagree with this, as long as you want, we went downhill. Right? If Timo Werner was still on that pitch, in my opinion, it's a big prediction, we'd have went through.
Do you know what I would have done? I would have put Timo Werner more centrally, and I'd have taken Kai Havertz off, because Kai Havertz wasn't really doing anything in the attacking. He did contribute in the build-up play a lot. He had some good defensive play as well, but when it came to the penetration, Timo Werner was doing more. Mount was
he wasn't
doing
a
more.
focal point, was he?
No, he
Havertz
wasn't
a focal point today. I kept saying,
no.
"Yeah, you're meant to be our striker. You need to be getting in the box."
No, but Max, can I just touch on what you said at the start as well, Max? You know what? See, when the people were laughing about Lukaku being injured, look, I'm not a bigger supporter of Lukaku either. But see, people laughing at players being injured, you should be ashamed of yourselves as well. You never laugh at a player being injured ever. And Lukaku, as you said, Max, he probably would have made a difference tonight. So,
Yeah, I agree. So going on to the tactics, of course he got his tactics spot on, because he picked the same team I had to pick, apart from Loftus Cheek. So, and I don't think he said Loftus Cheek was playing right wing, but I thought I saw him more as in a free when we were attacking. He was rather than a right wing back, as a third person in the midfield. That's where I saw him. No, not as more of a right wing back. And I thought he had a good game. So I thought he was pretty decent in the game, all in all. The only issue I had, as I said to you before, was I agree with what Chris is saying about Pulisic. Pulisic, I don't know what's wrong. He's not performing in these big games anymore, is he? Like he did last season. It's just something not.
He's got no impact whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the only thing I would have done would have been to switch Pulisic and Ziyech on, especially in the second half. I'd have switched them around just to switch it up a bit. So that's the only thing I'd have probably done different.
He missed so many chances. Like, gosh, man, you had 3 chances. Like they weren't half chances. They were clear cut chances.
Because one of them was hard to be fair. No, the first one I thought was hard to be fair.
I thought Ziyech came on. I thought Ziyech came on way too late as well.
Yeah.
I don't know why he brought him on in extra time. I would have brought him on earlier, but that's the way it is. That's just the way it is. But Pulisic, for me, you bring a sub on, they're supposed to make impact. Pulisic comes on, has no impact whatsoever. So.
And you know what? When Saul and Jorginho came on, I thought that's it, game over, because. I know why he did it, because obviously Kovacic was superb, by the way, today. He ran the show in the middle of the park. So I suppose he just wanted some fresh legs in there. But Saul, come on now. He just didn't do anything.
It's poor.
Some of those passing is so frustrating for me.
Max, isn't this an indication that we are lacking in depth?
We are. Yeah, we are. Because you look at our bench today, okay, we had 2 players that are injured. I was thinking, who's going to come off our bench and make an impact? Real Madrid have got Gareth Bale, who didn't even come on today. They made, 4 or 5 substitutes, and Gareth Bale left over. You know, Camavinga came on today, made a big difference for them. Rodrigo came on today, made a big difference for them. Even Vasquez came on, who's not even a centre-back. I mean, a right back, but he gave a contribution today. So when they brought on their subs, that's when the game changed. We were 3-0 up. I thought, okay, we're coasting. They brought on some fresh legs, and then that's when the momentum swam, because you had Rodrigo, who's a runner, and then so Modric had a person to pass the ball out to, and it kind of switched, and they got a bit more energy. Camavinga came on, gave them that extra energy in the middle of the park, and I just felt, they took over the game after at that point.
One thing I'll say, I think, and people have been highlighting this tonight, is I don't know why we didn't make substitutions straight away when we scored the 3rd goal. Why did we? Because in the last even last year and the previous this season, we've been pretty good at managing games, and we you can't take away from that. Individual brilliance from Kroos and from Modric from the past. But let's say you take out Ruben, bring Jorginho in.
Alex,
even
take out
like
take out Ruben, bring in Chalobah, and switch him around with James.
You put James a bit more, maybe. Yeah, but I would bring an experience, bring Jorginho and Azpilicueta. Aspilicueta right centre back, Reece James right wing back, and then you bring Jorginho in
Did
the
Aspi
midfield.
have a yellow card? I heard them saying he had a yellow card.
He did, yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Who? Reece James?
Aspilicueta.
No, Aspilicueta was given a yellow
did he?
card with Tuchel. Yeah, with Tuchel.
Yeah.
They were both given a yellow card.
But I don't know, but it's just always it's just ifs and buts, like.
Yeah.
That's football sometimes, things go your way, sometimes they don't, you can't.
That's what happens when you have.
Because look, if Modric didn't do that, like if we didn't make if Chelsea didn't make that mistake, or if Modric didn't make that pass, we would be celebrating, saying here, a Tuchel masterclass, right? We'd be like, wow, all right. But because of those things, then we start.
It was
start looking at,
Alex.
Start picking things.
Alex, it was a Tuchel masterclass.
It was.
Because if you had told me that we were going to come to the Bernabéu and score 3 goals, and there'll be 15 minutes to go and we'll be winning 3-0, and I'd be like, wow, that'd have been crazy. With our record in defending, and seeing out clean sheets or whatnot, that's it. It's job done. And to be fair, it was job done. If it wasn't for a freak pass by Modric, and I'm actually surprised that Mendy didn't even try to save it. I mean, was it really that hard? Was it really that hard for him to stick his hand out or something?
I'm not surprised.
It was close in. It was close in, but I thought he could have tried to dive. But
how would
you can't.
It's easy to say outside the field. I mean, in real time, how would you know where the ball is going?
Benzema is Benzema. You can't.
Yeah, not the Benzema goal. No, the Rodrigo goal.
Rodrigo, yeah.
Like, how do you know where the ball is going there? Like, there's no way Mendy would have been able to.
It's tough.
Yeah.
He was caught flat-footed as well.
The ball curled around, didn't it? It was such a quality ball. So, it was. It was close in as well. But you know what's not been...
Mendy's passing was excellent, I thought, throughout the game as well. I thought he really sharpened up on his concentration, and anytime they tried to press him or whatever, he just played the ball around him. Very easy, so he caught a lot.
And you know what? I thought Reece James handled Vinicius Junior very well tonight as well.
Oh yeah.
So credit to Reece James.
Yeah,
he did.
Especially after getting a yellow card so early.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought to myself, it's gonna be but he did.
But no, can I just say? I just want to say the ref. After just hearing, because I never seen the reaction between Ancelotti, and I love Ancelotti, and the ref. I thought, you know what? How should be ashamed of yourself, laughing like that. To the Real Madrid manager, laughing like that and smiling, and Tuchel can clearly see it. You should be ashamed of yourself. Honestly, that is unprofessional to the highest level. And you know what, the referees need to be looked at as well. The referees
he was a disgrace.
What does that even have to do?
Listen. One minute. Yeah, that one where Kai Havertz was brought down. And how did they not give a penalty for that? And he give a penalty, and he's a sending off because this guy is the last man as well. He's taken him out, and that's so clear as day to see. So they didn't look how long they spent looking at the Alonso chance.
Exactly. Yeah, but the referees use excuses.
They rule out
Alonso's one.
No, I don't want to hear excuses. Alonso, it was not voluntary. He didn't use. The hand is still in normal position. I thought that was the rule.
No, the rule is that if it touches,
he tried to move it out of the way as well, Boogie. He tried to move it out of the way.
Well, can we just?
Boogeyman, they changed the rule. They changed the rule.
No,
if it touches you,
remember Reece James' handball against Liverpool. They said Reece James moved his hand close to the ball.
That's why they sent him off, not because that's what needed for a penalty. That's the reason they use it.
No, but the thing with the rule,
but if the ball touches your hand, as the goal scorer, whether it's intentional or not.
Yeah, but that no. Pause. In 2020,
wait, Chris, wait one second. This comment. Let's stop overrating Mendy.
What's he on about?
That's embarrassing.
Bullshit.
What kind of comments that?
Courtois considered 3 goals there. Nobody's saying anything. Like, this is just ridiculous. Like, people need to relax, man. They're always looking for skin.
Cancel that one. Cancel that
I'm hearing a lot of. Hold on.
Yeah, but not this game.
Wait, guys, wait. I
Mendy
can't raise my hold on. I can't raise my voice. All right, listen, I can't raise my voice. It's like 12 o'clock at night over here. Yeah, so just relax. In regards to Mendy and in regards to Kepa, there is a lot of people asking for Kepa to be given more of an opportunity. There's a lot of people criticizing Mendy for his mistakes. I want to hear your thoughts on this, guys. But before I hear your thoughts on this, I want to give you my thoughts on this. I think Mendy has proven that he is human. He has proven that he is human and he is going to make a mistake every now and then. I think Mendy does have faults when it comes to playing the ball out from the back, but I think he has also proven that he has a great ability as a shot stopper, as a goalkeeper in more ways than one. He's not perfect. He does have areas to improve. However, is he overrated? I think his track record since he's put on Chelsea shirt till today, the only person he has been compared to is Petr Cech right now because of how good his performances have been and how good his record has been. So I think he's underrated, to be honest. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's underrated by a lot of people. That's my opinion. And I want to hear from you guys. No, Max, we have to spend time on this because this is something that has been discussed on the media platform. So this is why I want to address it.
Can I just start off with this quickly?
Yeah.
This Mendy thing, I think that's a very disingenuous comment. I'm disappointed to read that because I don't know what if you're a Chelsea supporter, I don't know what you've been watching. If you think Mendy is overrated, I don't know what to say. Because even that first leg, oh yeah, he made a mistake. Okay, nice. He's a human being, like Mo just said. Everybody makes mistakes. So I don't know why people just single out this one performance here, one performance there, and they want to try and tell people that Mendy should be, replaced by Kepa. Mendy should be on the bench and Kepa should have more minutes. That is ridiculous. As a Chelsea supporter saying that, you should be ashamed. Honestly, you should be ashamed of yourself.
That comment is absolutely ridiculous, right? Because let me tell you something, right? That first leg, right?
You guys are overreacting.
That mistake,
right?
Makes
sense.
Now hold on, that mistake, right? From Mendy, right? Everyone was frustrated at Mendy, but that's not going to take my judgment away from the fact is Mendy is a fantastic goalkeeper, right? He should be the first name in the goalkeeper. So for that fella, what's his name? E-Man, whatever your name is, yeah? To make a comment and saying stop overreacting Mendy, no one's overreacting Mendy, right?
Chris,
so that's a
1 second.
Comment.
I do not. I think everyone is entitled to their opinion, and everyone's
it's
entitled.
A ridiculous comment.
He's entitled, and he's asking a question. He's asking a question.
Let's overrate Addison as well, then, because remember last season against Man City when he made all those mistakes. Let's overrate him. Let's overrate Edison because I've seen him make mistakes. Let's overrate the Bayern Munich goalkeeper. I've seen all of them making mistakes in the past. Goalkeepers make mistakes.
Yeah, he's out.
Listen, I want to say at the end of the day, he's allowed to make whatever comment he wants. Yeah, because I've heard ridiculous comments on this stream. So
we're allowed to call it out, right? We're allowed
to of course.
Yeah, exactly. It's a ridiculous comment.
All I want to say is that, like I said, it's not. I think it's generally most fan bases these days in football generally that there's certain players that they completely lambast. There's no perspective, and then when somebody starts to make a mistake, they just switch their anger to that player, and it just continues. Because if we're being real with ourselves, yeah, nobody would say that. Oh, Thiago Silva has been shocking for 2 weeks. Had a shocker against Brentford. Didn't play well against Real Madrid in the first game, and today, that's
what me saying because Kante had a poor last game, last leg.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying anything bad against Thiago. I'm just saying that you could look at that perspective. If you want to be overly harsh, just like the way they're being on Mendy.
Yeah, it was his ball, wasn't it? His ball that led to the winning goal.
and say the same. You can't add like mistakes. That's what happens in football. Like without that, nobody would score. Yeah, I mean, nobody's scoring 50-yard goals. Like that's a lot of times tactics is to make the other team make as much mistakes as possible, and sometimes that just happens. He's going through a patch, but you don't bench him when
1 second. Sorry, Pod. Zavio, check your DM. Carry on, Pod. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say that the next goal. Well, we're not talking about 10% drop off to Kepa. We're talking about almost a 50% drop off. If we had a check, then yeah, by all means, maybe it's time to rotate Mendy. But we're not in that situation. It's not like when we had Czech and Courtois in the same team. The drop off is massive. You know, the people have short memories. They forget how many streams of people just lambasting Kepa for almost 2 years. So you know, people need to have some sort of perspective.
It's just reactionary BS. Really.
Yeah, people need to have some sort of perspective. And if you can show me what he did wrong today, then fine, we can have a conversation.
Mendy?
Yeah,
he should have done better on the second goal. He should have done a little better on the second goal.
What, the header from Benzema? Free header. What is he supposed to do? Benzema had 3 free headers over the course.
He should have done better on the second goal. He should have done better on the
What about Rudiger? He slipped.
Boogie, Alex has been politely putting his hand up, man. Everyone's interrupted.
Boogie, like, look, what I would say from that comment is I can understand why he could be saying that. Look, everyone, yeah, I guess everyone's entitled to their opinions, but you know, when a keeper makes a mistake, you know, it's a goal. You know, like so.
He's the only player that does not touch the ball that often than the other players. He has to be focused. That's what top goalkeeper is about. You cannot be allowed to make too much mistakes.
Yeah.
It is the goal.
No, you know what I mean? Keepers are probably, you know, they're always on the front pages, you know? If a keeper makes a mistake, it costs the game because you're the keeper. You know, you're the last man before the goal, you know, you're the wall, you know, you're meant to be the one who saves the goals, you know? And, you know, yes, goalkeepers can be criticized and that's fair enough because at the end of the day, your job is to not concede goals. And in the previous game, Mendy could have done better in other areas. But let's not take the fact that he's done.
No, the only way I'm going to criticise Mendy is for that first leg mistake.
You can't just look at the goalkeeper. You have to. It has to be the whole unity of the back line. Because, for example, let me give an example quickly. I don't know if you guys rate Ramsdale or these other keepers, but when you put a goalkeeper that's playing in a team where you have over 100 shots against a keeper and against a keeper who maybe only has 20 shots, obviously the keeper with over more shots is going to concede more goals because that's just like obvious. But when you have a defense that's in front of you, it would actually help you gain. Last season, Mendy, I can remember countless times, he actually won us games for us, right? He won us games. He actually won Chelsea's games. Even against the Real Madrid game, he won us games. But it's fair enough. Look, keepers make mistakes. But if a keeper makes a mistake, it's a big cost because you can see the goal. So the keepers are literally there. Like if Kovacic or Kante makes a mistake and a poor pass, whatever, you know, that's fine. You know, the defender will cover. A keeper makes a mistake, you know, you're screwed. You know, you go down. So
Alex,
you know,
how many mistakes do you think this season Mendy has made leading to goals? I can count on one hand.
It doesn't matter.
Hang on. One second.
If you're judging Mendy's performance,
we need to understand something. We need to understand something in regards to the goalkeeper and in regards to his position. He is, like Alex rightly said, he is the last line of defense. His mistake is a killer. A mistake by him will cost us a goal. The comparison that has been made is the amount of clean sheets that we've had since we brought in Mendy in comparison to the clean sheets that we've had previous to Mendy. The only person who is close to Mendy's record is Petr Cech. No one has been as good as Petr Cech And no one has been even anywhere close to Petr Cech's performances until Mendy came. Courtois was good, not a Petr Cech, not Mendy. Kepa had a couple of good seasons, then his form dipped. I don't see Mendy as being a problem. I will hold him to account for the goal that we conceded in the first leg. It was his fault. It was a bad bit of play by him. I think he could have done better in respect to the first goal today. Second goal, it was one of those freak Benzema headers. The first goal, he could have tried harder. Saved it or not saved it, again, it's debatable. But that does not make him a bad goalkeeper all of a sudden. It just means he's made a couple of mistakes. Yeah, if you are making mistakes on a regular, then you can say that this guy is bad. Is a bad goalkeeper, but he hasn't done that.
Can I push you on that comment you made?
Can I say something though?
Yeah, go on.
We're not saying Mendy is a bad goalkeeper, but we need to stop thinking Mendy is a top one. He's not good with his feet. We already know that.
He's got areas that he needs to improve on. I agree. He's got areas that he needs to improve on.
He's not one of the best with the distribution. And that header,
he's one of the worst. As for Boogie,
if that header of Benzema,
so Boogie. In regards to his distribution, in my opinion, he's one of the worst. In regards to saving penalties, in my opinion, he's one of the worst. But in regards to other aspects of his goalkeeping, he's one of the best.
Yeah, but the thing we love Mendy the most about the way he threw his body in front of the ball.
His reaction, his positioning, his
positioning is not one of
reflexes.
Reaction
is one of the best positioning.
His ball handling, his shot stopping. He's got a lot of good attributes. Like I said, playing the ball out from the defense is bad.
Did you see Mendy? How Mendy was? He just wait.
No, he didn't. He was listen.
And trying to
no, you're talking nonsense. Sorry.
Listen, Max.
Listen.
1 second, Max.
He is talking rubbish. Sorry. His foot. Look at the way the ball was. His balance was on one foot. Benzema was clever. He headed it the other way. He had to adjust and turn.
Yeah,
listen. Have you played in goal? Have you played in goal? Have you played in goal before? I've played in goal for 3 seasons. I know what I'm talking about.
I've trained goalkeepers, man.
Well, I know what I'm talking about because I've played in golf. Okay, when your balance is on, when your balance,
you don't know what you're talking
about. Listen, yeah, you don't know. Obviously, if you've played in golf, well, you'll know what you're talking about. His balance was on one side. Okay,
jump out to Max. Where Benzema was. It was just
Benzema headed it the opposite way.
Move your hand like a handball goalkeeper. You have to jump out because you don't know where
Mendy could have done anything on your feet.
What are you talking about? You look at the Vinicius Junior waited until he got into position. He put the ball across.
That cross.
Look at the cross. Look at it again. Look at it again.
Guys, I can't. You're talking over each other. Can you just? I can't hear him.
No, I cannot.
I want to say hello to Julius. Julius, welcome to the stream. How are you? How you doing?
It doesn't make any sense to me.
I'll put him on mute in a second if he doesn't stop.
Who's that? Me?
You, man. How are you, Julius? How you doing?
I don't even care anymore. I'm so mad right now.
We are just
you're not thinking straight. That's why
we are just
Savio. Hold on, Matt. I did send you the link. It's in your DM. I might have sent it to the other account. Do me a favor, just DM me and I'll send you the link. DM me, Matt, and I'll send you the link. Boogeyman, hold on a second. Boogie, hold on a second. Julius, how are you? Welcome to the stream. I know you're disappointed, but you need to speak quickly before Boogeyman cuts you off.
Julius is late. Why are we allowing Julius to talk anyway?
Oh my, Julius, how you doing, mate? Julius.
Big up, Julius.
Thanks, everyone. It's actually refreshing being here. You put a smile on my face because I've been fuming since the game ended. And I've been getting skinned as well from my friends. It's very depressing. Dealing with Madrid fans is not easy.
It's all about putting people on block for a couple of days, mate. Matt, I see your DM. I'll send you the link in a second.
I Yeah, go. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I want to know. I want to know what you thought of the tactics that Tuchel employed in this game.
I think he got it correct. At the end of the day, you have to look at the bigger picture. We lost, in my opinion, for two big factors. One of them, first game, we made a lot of individual errors. Second is referees. I think this was not a handball, even though it did hit his hand, but it was in a natural position, ball going at a speed. Should he cut off his hand or something? I don't know. So that, in my opinion, should have been a goal. Second of all, I don't like to. I want to clarify this before I say Mendy cost us as well, but Mendy is not a problem for Chelsea. Mendy is a world-class striker. He's an African champion. He's a European
World-class
champion.
striker. Mendy is a goalie.
Sorry, world-class keeper. And yeah, so he's not a problem. The problem is we don't have a striker. We don't have a Benzema. That's the big thing. If you have the equivalency of Benzema in that Chelsea squad, we would have destroyed Madrid completely from the first leg, going even to the second leg. We would have completely dismantled this Madrid team. They're not good. They're not that good. You know, it was a lot of individual errors, and it was a lot of bad refereeing. I can't remember when we were given a foul properly. Our players were being thrown left and right. You know,
the referee was poor.
Sorry,
the referee should be ashamed.
Yeah, it should be penalty. Kai Havertz foul should be penalty. That one was just VAR was supposed to review that one.
It's absolutely disgusting refereeing. I am sick of it.
And he's laughing and smiling full time.
He's the last
so.
The other thing is,
someone needs to go on mute. I think there's some background.
Yeah, I've just muted. It was Matt. It was Matt. I just muted him. All right, carry on, Julius.
I'm just very sick of this move, to be honest with you, because I just want us one day to win with the help of referees. How many times do we have to lose?
Look, Julius, you have to understand something. I know you're bold, but bold referees are really bad. And every time we get a bold referee, this is the outcome.
We've got one on Sunday. We've got one on Sunday.
Yeah, we have.
You know what I said? I said it's
the worst
I
one.
was going to say, but I don't know if it was a bad comment. I was going to bring it up. I was like, what is it with us and bold referees, man?
How is Anthony Taylor in charge? How is Anthony Taylor in charge on Sunday? Honestly.
Finals, like,
yeah, but I have a question. What Tuchel was saying that the referee was laughing with Ancelotti. Referees are not allowed to laugh with
No, they're not.
Not at full time, no.
What?
That's unprofessional. Seriously.
Seriously?
Come on.
Yeah.
What? Okay.
If they know each other.
What if they know each other? Come on. Okay.
Nah, my bad. I just don't see where the problem is.
Because he's laughing at full time.
I want to listen. I want to bring in Matt. I think Matt is gonna spice up the discussion when it comes to Kepa and Mendy. I know he's got strong views on this, so let me hear what Matt has to say. Matt, welcome to the stream. How are you? How you doing? You're on mute. Oh, let me take you off mute. All right, go.
Wait, there we go. Yeah, big up my. I mean, I agree with Boogeyman. I mean, a long time no see to a lot of these people here on the stream, but Mendy is a fantastic keeper. He's just not world class. I mean, I'm not with the point that Kepa should start this game. However, Mendy does need a rest, and if Kepa does not start the FA Cup game, there's going to be a lot of questions because he must start that game. He's a must. Mendy, he makes mistakes. People don't point him out for it. You know, I mean, I can't believe last week when I was saying that Mendy made this clear mistake and that technically put us out of the tie. People were somehow trying to still, back him in that sense. I mean, he's a fantastic keeper, but when he makes an individual mistake, we still try to put the blame on other players. He's a keeper where he has a lot of improvements on the ball. He's shocking. He's shocking on the ball. And when it comes to some leadership problems, he's shocking as well. But I'm not taking the fact that he is a fantastic keeper. Him in this game, him in this game, it doesn't make a difference. He's not this major player that he used to be. You know, we've settled in that we can have Kepa on this game and he can rotate with him. It's not to replace him, it's to rotate him. Mendy is our first keeper. Kepa needs to come into these games where Mendy is tired and he needs a rest, or he needs to, you know, we can risk playing Kepa because Kepa can perform as well. People don't realize that Kepa can perform as well. So I think it's just majority of the double standards that Mendy has against Kepa, because if Kepa's on that pitch and he made a mistake, he'll be off to Lazio by now because the fans will be yelling at him. So it's just a couple of double standards at this point.
Yeah, but I think double standard comes from you having a season and a half where you're just constantly making mistakes, which is what Kepa had.
Thank you.
It doesn't come just because people just don't like it.
Exactly. People
Let's
gave
look at
Kepa
it.
chance
When he was
after
bad,
chance.
he was decent under Sarri. Under Fat Frank,
He wasn't
was
decent.
horrible.
No, he
because-
wasn't. He wasn't
Yes, he
decent.
was.
No, hold on.
Didn't he get us to the Europa League?
Guys, one at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
I just want to say this here. So if you look at what Mendy's brought to us here, it's one of the most important things was we used to concede from corners all the time because aerially, Kepa used to get bullied, didn't come for crosses. All that is stopped now. We hardly concede from corners, which is
35
massive.
yards as well.
Yes, from 5 yards as well. Shot stopping is brilliant. All this, you know, he's not good with his feet.
Goalkeeper that is better than Kepa is world class.
No. But Boogeyman, listen. Is that a matter of better than whatever? He was better than every keeper in the Champions League last year, including Edison, Allison, all you guys that you want to mention. He was better than them last year. He was.
I know he was. He was the best keeper last year.
So
hold on, guys.
That doesn't justify the point.
Yeah, I mean, Kepa is far away from this conversation. Trust me.
But let's
talk recently, though. Let's talk recently.
Wait. I want to hear Eric. I want to hear from Eric. Go on, Eric.
I just need to really clarify something because I disagree with some of the things that I've been hearing about Mendy with his feet. Yeah, he's not the best, but I don't think he's one of the worst. I cannot agree with that.
No, he is bad.
He's shocking. He's shocking on his feet. Look at him today. The pressure he gets.
Matt, do you think Peter Cech was good with his feet?
No, of course he would, but let's look at the point.
How would
This is a major
this
issue. I'm not
team?
saying he's bad as a keeper. It's just that is a major issue from him that needs fixing. But people, you know, they go, they try and justify it. On his feet, he is shocking. You got to admit,
How many times?
But the reason why I say it's not a major issue because he doesn't cost us that often. It just doesn't.
There's no way.
When you actually look statistically. His kicking hasn't cost us games. It just hasn't.
Exactly.
Maybe one game.
The
West Ham game,
yeah, but the West Ham game here was the save, but it wasn't the kicking. That's what I'm saying. If you look at the things that Kepa was doing that was costing us games, it was stuff like basic stuff like shot stop.
Second goal.
Yeah,
people are nitpicking with these.
But under
things
Tuchel, though, I'm talking the Kepa under Tuchel. Under Fat Frank, I don't even talk about that.
How
can you say Mendy is shocking
Why do you
with
keep
a
calling
few
him Fat Frank?
mistakes?
Honestly, have some respect.
That's what I call him.
Have some respect. Yeah,
that's what I call him. Anyway, let's talk under Tuchel.
Are you a West Ham supporter? Only West Ham supporters call him Fat Frank, and we're not.
No, he needs to have. He calls himself a Chelsea supporter. Don't call him Fat Frank. Have some respect.
Is this my team? He does this. I can call him whatever I want. Anyway. What I'm talking about Kepa under Tuchel is different under Kepa under Lampard. I'll call him Lampard for you now. Under Lampard and under Sarri. Kepa under Tuchel has improved and he saved us many times. He's got us into the Carabao Cup final. He's got us in the Carabao Cup final. And then he doesn't play these finals where we need him. So all I'm saying is Kepa needs
How
to
do
be...
we need him?
How do we need him?
Listen, against Liverpool, he played against Liverpool. We'd have lost that game in normal time. You're forgetting that? Yeah, of course he would have done. Because he would have done. You're talking nonsense. You're talking rubbish.
See, I agree. I don't think he should have came on against Liverpool.
Mendy was superb. Mendy was superb. Some of the saves that Mendy made in the final, Kepa wouldn't have made those saves.
Again, you're talking possibility over probability. Probability is that
we've seen two seasons of Kepa.
We saw the FA Cup final where had it been Mendy in goal instead of Kepa, then we probably would beat Leicester because
again we can say that for last UCL game. If Kepa was in goals, we could have came back easily. So like, I understand that Kepa has this fault. I understand that Kepa doesn't play all the time, but under the FA Cup game, if Kepa was in that goals, he would have done the same position. I'm not with him. He shouldn't have not came off for the penalties.
I'm going to touch for a second, Matt. Listen, Matt. In regards to Kepa and Mendy, comparing them together in who is better, Mendy is better than Kepa by a long shot. if we had a chance to cut our losses with Kepa, minimizing them, we would do it in a heartbeat. Kepa hasn't been a success at Chelsea. Kepa is not a bad goalkeeper. Kepa does have strengths and he has weaknesses, just like Mendy has strengths and he has weaknesses. The fact that Kepa's strengths are in penalty saves, are in maybe his positioning, his reaction, while as Mendy has those strengths as well, but he has the size to cover a wider area, it makes him a better player. I don't think if we are going to sit here comparing if he was in goal, if he was a striker, if he was a midfielder, if he was a defender, we're just having subjective points of view here. Is it going to take us anywhere? We'll come back to this topic. I wanna hold on, Alex. I wanna say big up to Hawkes. Last time we spoke to you, it was before the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
And then shit hit the fan, and you had to go through a whole bunch of hardships. So it's good to see you back. It's good to see you safe and healthy, and welcome back to the Blue Lounge. And I hope you're doing good, my brother.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Did you move with your house? Well, the house looked the same, man.
I moved. I moved 8 hours away from Ukraine already.
That's good, man.
How you doing? You doing good? Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
No, he looks good, man.
Yeah, glad you're safe, mate.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Happy for you, man. Happy for you.
Good to have you back. Hawkes, tell me how you saw the game, mate. How what you think of the game?
Yeah, I think I was really, really impressed with the game. I thought in the first, I already thought the tie was even, gone. I thought it was lost already, but somehow we managed to score 4 goals at Santiago Bernabéu. It was unbelievable. And I think at that point, I was like, anything that happens from this point, I don't even care that we've done a lot. I felt like we were so incredible. And it showed what the team is actually capable of. It showed that, even with more, we used Alonso, Loftus-Cheek, and we got 4 goals behind Real Madrid at Santiago Bernabéu. How much more if we had, much more solid players? How much more if we had Chilwell in the side? And
have 3 goals, right?
Yeah, that was just incredible. And I could understand why we even went down by 2 goals at the end of the day. I felt these boys already had an incredible game against Southampton. Most of them were the same first team players that still played again today. They also had 90 minutes again. It was too much. We didn't have enough quality on the bench to change the game. So you could understand. You could understand. And I know everyone is going to say we could have done this, we could have done that, but what if we did all of those things and still ended up conceding? I just felt it was a good one, and I think they'll build on this performance. That's just what
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, no, it was a good performance. It was a performance that a lot of us were not expecting. But the boys turned up and the boys did the job. But at the end there were certain factors that didn't go our way, which cost us the game. One decision going the other way, one action going in a different way, and everything would have changed. But it is what it is. It's not meant to be. Let me bring in Alex. Alex, you wanted to say something? Alex, you're on mute.
Sorry. All I was saying is, well, I don't want to bring the discussion back, but I think what Matt was saying is, yes, okay, we were comparing the keepers, but at the end of the day, he still said that Mendy is our number 1 keeper. He still is the number 1. So I don't know why we're trying to compare both keepers. I think yes, Mendy is still number 1. In fairness, he did say that. So yeah.
Yeah,
but should play the next game.
But Alex, you can say I can say to you. Hold on.
I did. I'm agreeing with you.
Hold on, Matt. Hold on. I can say to you, Lukaku is our best striker, but he should never play for Chelsea again.
No, but
I can say that.
It's fair enough. Logically, yes, yeah. No,
Yeah,
but I guess
you know what? Now that
he's still backing Mendy as a number one. Like he's not backing Kepa to be number one. You know,
He should be rotating with Mendy, not replacing Mendy. That's been my point this whole time, and that's what I've said. Yeah.
As we're talking about goalkeepers, can I say, although I don't like saying this because he's the snake, but that vital save that he made at 3-0 from that Kai Havertz header, that kept Real Madrid in the game.
Yeah.
That was
Enjoy,
a
you know
brilliant
what? I
save.
hope Courtois enjoying his time in Madrid. He's a snake. Enjoy yourself, mate. But that's the way it is. Enjoy the semi-final. That's the way it is.
It could have been more in the corner, but I'm just nitpicking. You know. But no, anyways, it was a good save. It was a good save.
I think in the extra time also, Havertz has a chance to score, but he missed.
Oh, he should bury that header.
From James Cross.
Can I say something about the goalkeeper before you?
No.
Yeah.
Don't ask permission. Just jump straight in, mate.
You know. I think so far we've been saying that Mendy has started making a few mistakes. I feel we should look at it from this aspect. We know goalkeepers have great games when the defense actually protects them more. I think that was what we saw when Tuchel came in, and even Kepa was on the goalpost. He was being protected more. He didn't concede so many, useless easy goals as he used to on the flank. And I think the same kind of thing is happening to Mendy right now. I feel the oppositions are having much more chances in our box 18, and that would definitely result into lot more goals in our own side. I think so far, if you looked at it, we've been having free headers in our box. I think which it will definitely get into the post. Like, what can the goalkeeper actually do about that? It will be incredible to save those, but we've been having too many free headers, too many chances in the box, and that is also coming back to our defense. I think we've started losing that solid defense somehow, which is also having a toll on our goalkeeper. So I think we should also look at it from that aspect, not just.
Hawkes, I know you follow a lot of the African qualifiers and whatnot.
Yeah.
Do you think Mendy is being overplayed? Because he plays a lot of international games. And he's played a hell of a lot of club fixtures. Has that been a factor? Do you reckon?
Not really.
But would you say he's a rest though?
Like in the international fixtures for Senegal is absolutely wonderful. Like is incredible as well in the goalpost. It looks really solid. He only concedes when there's no chance. It's in the box. There's no chance. And the defense line for Senegal is also very closer to the goalkeeper and very solid. So there is really no chance for the other African teams.
No, but Hawkes, would you say that Mendy needs a rest? Would you say so?
I don't know.
Personally, I think I would play Kepa.
I don't think he's playing tired. I don't think he's playing tired. So I do not know if he needs a rest. I don't feel he's tired. I feel
not physical tired, but mentally, right?
Yeah, I feel we've been playing a little bit open.
But would you play Kepa on Sunday against Palace and then Arsenal? Mendy against Arsenal in the weekday. I would.
I don't think Tuchel will. I could give Mendy a rest, but I don't think Tuchel will.
I see Tuchel doing it. I see Tuchel doing it, to be honest.
I think there's a person that needs
a rest. I'll be honest with you on that one. I will play Mendy in the semi-final, and I will play Mendy in the final. But the only thing I will not accept is someone tell me he is world class, because he's not good with a lot of stuff. You all agree on that one.
I don't agree with that.
You can't call him world class if he has faults.
When you say hold on, when you say a lot of stuff, what do you mean exactly?
What did you say, Matt? So Peter Cech wasn't world class because he had faults.
No.
Wait. Eric is talking. Let Eric finish. Go on, Eric.
Yeah, I was just saying that when Boogeyman says that Mendy is not good with a lot of stuff and we can't call him world class, I need you to really explain to me, because from everything I'm seeing, I've looked at the stats. I'm watching the games. I'm a Chelsea supporter. I'm watching the games. So I need you to explain why he's not world class and how many things he's not good at.
Let's see
You
the
already
big
know
man.
he's
Let's
not
see it.
good with his feet, right? And our ball possession is to take the ball from the back and build up all the way. And he's not good with his feet. So he's not good for our system.
Why do you
Even
say
those
he's not good with his
crosses came
feet?
today. Max. And someone called Max and someone banned Max from this channel. Because every time
Listen,
I'm trying to talk,
he's
always
not
send the
good.
ball.
Max, hold on, Max. Let Boogie Man finish his comment.
The guy doesn't want me to talk because he knows I'm right. Listen,
Yeah,
and
whatever.
that cross today, that Rodrigo score, Mendy should have come on that cross. He should dominate his box. That is really his top. He should have known where Benzema is. And those hits and the close ranges, you jump as a handball goalkeeper. Max cannot jump. That's his problem. He
This
jumps
guy's
and
never played football in his life.
you put your hand all over and you block it. Max cannot do that. So he's there talking about you have to.
You've never
Can
played
you
football
just
in
answer
your
the
life,
question
Boogie
that
Man.
Eric asked?
Boogie Man,
Max,
you're embarrassing yourself now.
You didn't answer my question.
I
You said
you
he's
are
not good
embarrassing
at
yourself.
many things.
Stop, Boogie, stop, Boogie.
Okay, now I can't even finish.
Boogie,
Now you
Boogie, I want you to answer the question that was posed to you. What, in your opinion, is the weaknesses that Mendy has? Answer that question, please.
He's not good with his feet, and he's not good with his reflex. When close
Reflex?
ranges,
what?
He's not good with his
Can you please let him
This guy
answer?
is a clown.
Let him answer, please. Let him answer.
Yo.
Go ahead,
See,
Boogie.
Max is calling me clown. Do I wear something? Do I put a mask on my face mask? I'm still black, man. Okay, keep going. I'm listening.
You got black clouds as well.
All right, can we stop being personal and just let the man answer the question?
It's zero respect, man. He's not good with his feet. One, he's not good at protecting dominating his box. That's the other thing. And at close ranges, that guy cannot expend himself. Let me show you what happened today on Benzema goal. That's Mendy. And the ball went in. A goalkeeper should jump completely. Make yourself big. Now I'm showing you listen, man. Max.
He should be pressing him. He should be. He doesn't press.
I think
he doesn't
maybe
have any leadership in him. That's another one.
It's not good for me. Not good enough. It's not.
So two
he's
things you mentioned were not right.
He's not top. He's good. He's better than Skipper. But saying he's a top world class now, I don't think so.
He is.
All right,
He is world class.
hold on, Eric. Hold on. Max, please let me do my job and moderate my show. Eric, you've heard the answer to your question. Are you satisfied?
Okay, so let's check the first one. He said, from what I saw from the pass completion of Mendy. So people don't like stats. I know people like to just look at you use the eye test. I use both. I use the eye test and I use stats. When I look at Mendy's pass completion, that doesn't tell me that he's one of the worst keepers with his feet. That's not true. That's just not true. You can argue with the stats. So okay, whatever. People can argue with that. Fine. He's not Ederson. He's not Allison. I understand. But when you talk about reflexes in the box, like he's a human being. I don't know what that first goal. Honestly speaking, I don't know what people thought Manny should have done with that first goal. I don't know. I don't understand. He should maybe a starfish while he's trying to run across the goal.
Yeah,
and jump at the same time. Okay, fair enough. Those he mentioned two things, by the way. So at the end of all that talk, Boogeyman said two things, and he said Mendy is not good at many things, but he just said two. So
no, I said three.
We'll just leave it.
Cross ranges. He cannot, like a handball. Make yourself big when you don't know where the ball is going. You don't just stand there. Make yourself big.
Okay,
the ball
so
Manuel Neuer does it many times. The Atletico goalkeeper does it most of the time. A lot of other goalkeepers make.
You know what? That's fair.
Just stand there.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Mendy doesn't make himself big enough. I think that's fair. In the box, he kind of like shrinks.
What about the
I got a question. I got a question for Boogeyman. Is Kante world class?
Yeah, anybody that will ever say Kante is not world class should be banned from this stream.
So that's
okay. Hold on. Give me a second. Is Kovacic world class?
What are you guys talking about? Yeah.
I'm asking a question. Okay.
Yeah, but when you're asking the question, you're putting doubt in a lot of Chelsea fan minds.
No. If you allow me, and I ask you to show some courtesy, if you allow me, I will explain to you the question. Does Kovacic have areas in his game that are lacking?
No.
Oh,
No?
come on, answer the
Man
question.
cannot shoot. That's it.
That is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Does Kante have areas in his game where he is lacking?
No. Forget about
No?
it.
He does. He
No.
does. He does. He does.
Everyone, even the great Ronaldinho, Zinedine Zidane, Del Piero, R9, R7.
That's where you're going.
Everyone has areas where they lack. No one is perfect. No one is a perfect footballer. Now, the issue is the areas that they're lacking in, how much do they hinder their performances week in, week out? This is where you can gauge whether they are world class or not. Look at their record. Look at their achievements. Tell me which goalkeeper in recent years has achieved what Mendy has achieved in the past couple of seasons with Chelsea Football Club. Very few. I think saying Mendy is not world class sets a massive standard for goalkeepers to be world class. And I think the fact that Mendy has certain areas that he needs to improve on doesn't negate him from being classified as world class. I think if he had a German passport or a British passport, an English passport, I think a lot of people would look at him differently.
Perfect example.
You're going too far.
No, I'm not going too far. I'll give you another example. Lewandowski, if he had a German passport, he would have had the Ballon d'Or by now.
Yeah.
And it isn't the point I'm trying to make. It isn't about color. It's about the national team. National team.
More perfect example. Yeah, All Black 2 years ago was considered the best keeper in the world. He's terrible with his feet. He's an amazing shot stopper. He comes, he collects. He's horrendous with his feet. You think Mendy's bad? Watch All Black tomorrow. And he was still considered the best keeper in the world. Nobody said, "Oh, you have to have a 50-yard pass to be able to pick out all sorts of players around the pitch." It's the way we play. We play the possession football. We do the build-up. So there's more emphasis on it. If you play for a different team, nobody's saying anything. They look at him like he's amazing. And the thing is, it doesn't hamper our build-up. We play out of the press all the time. No problem. We have some of the best build-up from back to front in the Premier League. Even when we play top teams that press amazingly, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's City, we play past their press all the time.
What you say makes no sense. What you say makes no sense because if someone decided to play a 10 defender or a 9 defender, 1 striker, and a goalie behind, then we all call that goalie world class. No, we know what Mendy cannot do. The way the system in which you play define if you are a better world class or not.
No, that's the system. Boogeyman, that's the system. That has nothing to do with the player.
I don't care. Is he world class in our system? How do you want me to judge the player?
He won the Champions League in our system. He's the only goalkeeper. He's the only goalkeeper to have those amounts of clean sheets from the quarterfinals to the finals. He's in the record books. He doesn't need me or you to confirm it for him. He's in the record books. He's there. It's going to be quoted in football history long after we are gone. That this is what this man did in 2021. I don't need to defend him. He's there. He's an African champion. He's there. He doesn't need me or you to define him. Trust me.
I don't care about he's African. I'm talking about as a Chelsea player. He's not world class. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Listen. Let me give an example. Yeah, a lot of these players, if you have a dead striker up front, yeah, and you're an attacker, you're a creator. How good is Mason Mount really? If you put Haaland up there, maybe he's assisted twice as much as what he's getting now. But he's playing with Lukaku.
That's already said. We cannot be working with probability. The truth is, we can only see when Mendy is doing in our system. We can only see what Oblak is doing in Atletico Madrid system, where they're all defensive. We can only see Michael Neuer playing at Bayern. We cannot. You're not gonna tell me. Okay, if
did you watch Bayern today?
In Chelsea, he's not gonna be good. I don't care about that.
Boogeyman, have you been watching Bayern recently?
In Bayern system, I don't care about all your logics.
Boogeyman, have you been watching Bayern recently? They've been conceding goals like nobody's business. What are you about? Yes, and they've been conceding goals. And they've been conceding goals. Have they not been conceding goals? Has he been perfect? Has he distributed the ball perfectly and never made any
That's why
mistake?
they're still top of the league.
Nah, I just want to say, by the way, Mo, was it Mo? Was it
nonsense.
that
Can we
E-man?
move on,
Was it
please?
E-man that left the comment? E-man left the comment about the keepers. By the way, E-man, if you're still listening, fair play to you, mate. You know how to open a debate. Because this is dragging on. Fair play to you, mate. You know
That's
how
what I'm
to
saying.
open
Can
a
we
debate.
move on? This is getting boring now.
Yeah, exactly. Fair play to E-man. You opened the debate. Fair play, mate.
Well, football's about opinions, and we just have to accept it.
Hey, listen, I'll be honest with you. It was good to discuss the goalkeeping situation. It got my mind away from the fact that we've just been knocked out of the Champions League. So, so there's a positive bit to that. Look, guys, I've got a couple of things lined up. We have a game on Sunday. The Saturday show potentially is going to be a 2-part show. It's going to be a Q&A with a special guest and a match preview. Or I might do a pre-recorded match preview. I've got a few things lined up, and I want to do a special 10K episode where I'm going to be giving you guys some gifts, giving some presents to you guys to celebrate the channel hitting 10K. I've got one of the biggest YouTubers in the Chelsea community coming along. I'm not going to say who just yet. And I'm looking to go for Saturday show. It might be a different day, but at the moment it's looking to be a Saturday show. So if you haven't subscribed to the Blue Lounge, please do, because to qualify for the giveaway, there's going to be a couple of hurdles.
So Mo, is it a hat? Is it a hat giveaway or a shirt?
It's gonna be a hat. It's gonna be a hat. I want to give a shirt away.
Some Iron Brew?
No, Iron Brew. I want to give a shirt, but the mega store is still closed, so I can't give a proper shirt. So I'll probably give a couple of hats.
Yeah, but why don't you order one online, man? Like, why don't you just?
It isn't gonna be. It's gonna be a replica. It's not gonna be.
You just celebrate your 10,000, right? I don't understand.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give 2 hats, two, 3 hats, 2, 3 hats, 2, 3 Chelsea hats. Yeah. So make sure you subscribe, because to qualify for the giveaway, I might put a 5-day limit. So you gotta be a subscriber for 5 days plus to qualify for the giveaway. So you better start subscribing today to qualify for the giveaway. If you're already a subscriber, you got nothing to worry about. You've already qualified. But yeah, subscribe, like this stream. Chelsea today had a good performance. I am so proud of the lads. I am really proud of the performance. Disappointed at the result, but in no way, shape or form am I upset with the lads, with Tuchel, with the way we approach the game. I am upset with a few people, but they're not Chelsea people. I'm upset with the one bald guy that was on that pitch that didn't do a good job. I'm upset at some of the decisions by some of the players, even though I think on the whole they all played pretty well. Lads, it's 1 a.m. in the morning. I'm knackered, I'm shattered, and it's been a good discussion. Thanks to everyone who's taken part. It's good to see Jorge's back. It's good to see Matt back, Alex back. We got some old faces coming back. Who?
Matt.
Matt, listen. The only reason Matt came on is listen. The only reason Matt came on is to defend Kepa. That's it.
I just joined at a good time.
Are you from New Zealand or Australia?
Australia, yeah.
And where is Declare from?
Australia as well.
Australia.
Oh, okay, good. But I don't think you guys have the same accent. It's different, a little different.
I mean, it's the same accent. It's an Australian accent. Come on, man.
He's a stronger.
Boogie. Listen, me and Chris, we're both from Britain, yeah? Do I talk like Chris? Or does Chris talk like me?
No, but I'm Scottish. Yeah,
Yeah, but you're British.
Yeah.
You're British. You're
Yeah,
British.
Yeah.
So I'm. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So
me and Mo are from London. I'm more posh.
Yeah.
But
Global.
you and Mo are both bold, also. You don't speak the same way, so that's fine.
We're both what?
What?
Never mind. Next.
Oh my days.
We're both bald.
Kick him out of the.
Well, you're receded, mate. You're receded.
I didn't know Mo have hair. I didn't know that.
I've got hair. I've got hair. Yeah. Anyway.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
Matt, you need to come more often. And
I will. I'll start coming back on.
Because you got an ally, that's why. That's the only reason you want to.
Yo, Max,
for sure.
Max, now you can go to what time is it in the UK? 1 a.m., right? Max, you need to go to bed. Alex,
1 in the morning, yeah.
I see
Boogeyman, I think it's your bedtime as well, mate.
Yeah, Boogeyman is.
Wait, Boogeyman, I thought you were going to Eastbourne. You said you were going.
Guys, seriously, I gotta go to sleep. So have a good night.
guys.
I'll see you all in a couple of days. Good night.
Up the Chelsea.
All right.